Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be touring my finished island of Primrose. This is a coastal island and I started this island all the way back in July 2022. Yes, it is a very long time ago and this island has literally taken me the longest amount of time to finish, almost a year and a half, which is just insane. But I'm finally happy, I'm finally ready to share it with you and I really hope you enjoy it. The first thing that we always do is look at the map, so I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. So map-wise, as you can see, it's not all that interesting. There is a lot of custom path down here. But villagers-wise, we have all of the blue ones because that is a strong theme on this island. We have Bertha, who was a controversial take. I don't mind her. I don't think she's the worst in the world, but she's blue, so she fits. We have Blue Bear, Pate, Daisy, Lily, Ione, Bam. Pashmina isn't all that blue, but she's still super cute. Jeremiah and Filbert. The Dream Address is also there if you want to come and visit for yourself. Please let me know if you do come and visit in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts on the island. But let's get to this entrance. So this entrance, I wanted to do something different from my first coastal island and I decided to go for a port look. So this is how it looks up front. As you can see, it's all very flat and I have gone to town with the custom designs. Each of the little kind of dock areas has their own little boat and lots of different decorations. I was actually in love with these path designs. I've never really experimented with a path like this using the borders so much, and I think it came out really effectively. At the end of the kind of walkway here, we do have some villager homes. We just have two here. I have remodeled some homes, but some I didn't need to because they were already very blue. But it looks kind of a little bit industrial. We've got some little details that kind of make it feel that way, such as like the fishing parts, the kind of retro petrol pump, I think it's called, gas station, or whatever it's called, and some more kind of things that aren't so cutesy, just a little bit rough around the edges, because I think a port would be exactly like that. I just think it's a really nice entrance, and it just goes to show that you can do a nice entrance without it being fully heavy terraformed. So that is kind of the look that I was going for. And then if we head over this way, why is she walking so slowly? I don't know. We have a little bit of a post office because I really wanted this whole front part of the island to be very kind of town feeling, everything kind of having its own little function. I really did go to town, literally, with all of the blues and the whites on this island, and I kind of love it. I love the way that it feels very serene. The post office isn't really, I don't think it's really obviously a post office, but that's the kind of look that I was going for. And then just around here, we have a little port station where you can come and buy your tickets if you want to go on a little boat ride. I just decided that I wanted to have a few little booths here. So just to make it look like a boat stand, we have the sign and we also have some tickets here and a map because no one wants to get lost. So I thought that was quite cute. And then my resident services is over here, which this map was very different for me. Having a resident services so far away really meant that I could use lots and lots of space to my advantage. And for this one, I did decide to go to town again with the storefronts and surround the whole area. We obviously have a little fountain out here. I don't know why I wanted to say pond, it's not a pond, and a little cafe kind of stall as well, but the whole area around here is like fully enclosed. I did use some decorative pillars here to break it up, some trees and some of the topiaries as well, just to try and make it feel a bit different so it just wasn't all the same, and I think that kind of worked. And it also did make this nice little alleyway here between the post office and the resident services, which I thought was quite nice. There is just a few random details here, which I don't mind, just having a sofa out in the front. Why not? Why not? There is also a newspaper stall here as well, which I just thought was a cute little filler space, just something to put there. And then down here, we do have more water. As you can see, I feel wrong walking in it, but you can walk in it if you want to. But this area down here does lead to kind of like a little bit of a market, kind of like more a community market, I would say, where you could have people setting up stalls and selling like bric-a-brac, more like a flea market as opposed to anything formal. So there is lots of random bits here. So we have shells, like I thought that was a nice touch. People selling like beach combed goodness and some beach toys as well. And then obviously some flowers as well. There is a cute little seating area here that does lead onto the beach. This beach isn't overly decorated. I didn't go to town with any of my beaches, but there's just a few little things here and there. Like we have the surfboard rental here, which obviously has surfboards and snorkel if you want to. There's a few little kind of beach kind of picnic setups as well. We do have a volleyball court here as well with lots of balls, and I just thought I'd put the confetti thing behind there just for fun. And these bird designs, I honestly have seen them for so long, but I've never actually used them. So I thought this was a great opportunity. And then we have another little beach sunbathing area. Controversially, maybe not controversially for you, but controversially for me, I don't know why there's so many blue shells here. I decided not to decorate any of my rocks this time. On my first coastal island, I did kind of do a whole rock pool design idea, but I didn't want to do that again because I didn't just want to copy everything that I had done last time, and I do kind of like the simplicity of just the beach rocks. So for the peninsula, I did decide to do just a little build, just like a little fishing area on here. It's got a little bit of a dock feel. I am still not a fan of the way that these rocks are placed, but it looks okay, I guess. And then we have another little picnic spot back here as well. Obviously, key things like drop socks, some food, some pillows are kind of my go-to, and a few clothing items as well. I love that. And then back here we have a little kind of boat supply shop, I will say. You can hire your boats here if you wanted to. You can grab some surfboards, some fishing gear, maybe some food as well if you wanted to. I don't know what kind of food maybe that'll be fish bait. Imagine that is fish bait, okay? And then up here, we actually have our way up to Nook's Cranny and Able Sisters just over there. On my first coastal island, I decided to do a whole like arcade because that's something that is very synonymous to coastal islands for me, going to the arcade, going to the beach, visiting the arcades as a child. So I really wanted to include that somewhere. So we just have this little section here. It's not overly big, but in my head, maybe Nook's Cranny is full of like games and stuff. As you can see here, we do have a little bridge moment. So I decided to have this little bridge. It doesn't actually flow anywhere. It's not got kind of a real purpose other than to look cute. That's why it's here. And then we do have a little bit of a backdrop here. As you can see, I used the fake water there, the actual waterfalls flowing into there. So it just creates like a cute little moment. You don't really see it unless you pan the camera down, but it's kind of cute. And then we have Able Sisters over here, and we just have my kind of traditional thing that I do for Able Sisters, a little sewing area, some items out front, but obviously it's all kept in that blue and white color scheme, which I kind of love. So I'm here for that. And then if we keep going along over here, we have a double bridge moment. It was so hard planning things out, but you can actually come over this way, or if you wanted to, you can come over this way, which is, I don't know, it just feels it's easier to get around, and I really struggled with laying out this area, and I don't know why. It's just one of those areas that caused me problems. And then we have a little coffee truck here, which was just literally a space filler. I needed something to go here, so this was a great option. We also have another space filler here, which was just like a little car park with the gas station next to it. And then we have my museum. This museum, honestly, I think it's probably one of my favorite museums I've ever done. It kind of has this double moment up here. It all kind of flows quite nicely. So you have the nuptial bell down here, and then you come up the stairs, and then here is the museum. And it's all covered by the medieval building sides, and I love the blue colorway, and I just had a great option or chance to use it here because everything is blue. So we've got blue and white, and I don't know. I think the museum works with this color scheme so well if you hide the red, so that's always a bonus. And then over here, what coastal vacation island would be complete without a little souvenir store? So that is exactly what this is. It was kind of, again, another little bit of a filler between the museum and the surround that I had put here. I don't know why I put the museum here. I could have definitely organised it a bit better. But you have all of the goodies that you can buy from the beach. You know, like that rock that you get from the sweets and all of those good things that you can buy. So just a tacky gift shop, basically. And then out front of that, we have a little lemonade stand. I just really wanted to use this, and I loved it. I saw the sign and I was like, I'm going to use it. I've never done a lemonade stand. So that is exactly what this is. very cute. And then down here, I'm going to lead back to the front of the island again. I've probably not done this island tour in the best fashion, but at least hopefully you'll get a feel of the island. This island for me does feel a little bit smaller than what the islands I've done in the past, and I don't know why that is. So this is the entrance again, and then right next to the villager homes we actually have a little ice cream shop, because obviously when you go to a beach town you're going to want that ice cream, so we had to have that there. And then down here we also have a little cafe. I just thought it would be a nice place to have it next to the dock, so you can sit there, enjoy your food, overlook the water. It's very scenic, isn't it? That's what I'm imagining in my head anyway. There is a little bit of a beach here as well, and I just decided to add some sun lounges of a smattering of flowers and wheat fields just to fill up the area a bit. And then back over here, you did get a sneak peek at them before, but we do have 2 villager homes here. This is Daisy's house. I didn't want anything overly themed for her yard, so I just kind of put in some washing and a little sitting area for her. And I did decide to use more medieval sidewalls here just to cover up the cliffs because they're not blue. So it wasn't fitting, so we hid them. And then over here we have Bertha. It's clearly workout time. Everyone is doing their workouts. And then we just went for a similar sort of thing, but in my mind, Bertha is clearly a bit of a gardener. She's got all the flowers and things ready. And then over here, we actually have real water this time, not the custom design water, because I don't know why I did it this way, actually, but we have real water. Oh yeah, because it all feeds in up that way. That's why. As I say, it's been a long time, so I can't remember all of my thought process. I think clearly because I had the river mouse here as well, it made sense to kind of fill it away. Anyway, where I'm stood right now is the fish market. Obviously, I had to have a fish market, so this is the kind of look that I went for, just like scatterings of things and lots of fishy related items, nets, raw fish, tills so you can pay for the money, a little cutting board to cut things up, and tins and stuff. Just your general fish market. I think it came out okay. Probably not my favorite fish market, but it's not too bad. Everything is obviously blue and white. And there is a little way down onto the beach here because last time I did a coastal island, I did a whole fish and chip restaurant, but I just ran out of space on this island, honestly. So I decided to go with the fish and chip van, and that is what this is. And then we have all the plastic tables out front. Obviously, you have your salt and vinegar here so that you can put it all over your chips and stuff. And then just over here, this was a recommendation from a viewer in stream. Thank you, Carrie, for this idea. She came up with the idea of a sandcastle competition. So all I did, this is such a quick and simple build and a great way to fill up on your beach. Just track down a bunch of sandcastles, some shovels, and then we've got some trophies up here as well. And these little flags do help as well, because then they could signify the winner. And that's, I think, what I was trying to achieve here. But yeah, it's super cute, like really adorable little build to do and a great space filler. As I said, the rest of my beaches are kind of not overly decorated. If I head up here, you can see we do have another little lounging area. One of my favorite things to do is use the shell furniture, so I have done that. There is a scattering of shells everywhere. They are slightly large, but I think they still look cute. There is a few little custom designs here, some weeds, but really, honestly, if you don't want to have your beaches overly cluttered, just putting a few little bits down can definitely make it still look like you thought about it. And then there is just a random little crafting area up here, come like fishing area. I just thought that would be nice just to have something up here. And I definitely didn't use this design enough, but it is a very adorable little rowboat, which I loved. Okay, so I've made it back up towards my museum, and I just really wanted to quickly show you this little area. So I did make a little bit of a land bridge because part of my idea for this island was to have a nice separation between the town and a little bit of a rural area, and this is the first of the rural area. It's kind of like a swamp marshland area for some of my villagers. We do have lots of little like ponds and things here, which is kind of what I wanted. I wanted it to feel a little bit overgrown and kind of I don't know. Yeah, swamp-like is probably the best description. So there's loads of wheat fields, which in my head are kind of like reeds and things, a smattering of flowers, and this gorgeous, gorgeous path, which kind of ties in really nicely because it has little blue flowers in. Anyway, villagers-wise, back here we have Lily, obviously. She fits perfectly. She is a frog, so it makes sense to put her in the swamp. And then over here, we also do have another villager, who I think is Jeremiah. I'm not 100% sure. I probably should know this. And then he just has this cute little yard area as well. Nothing over the top up here, but this was mainly about the terraforming. I just wanted to experiment a little bit and just see how it would look, just having like lots of different random ponds all together. I hope it looks natural. I hope it does. I'm not 100% sure it does, but I hope it does. Okay, so if we head down this way, and then there is a way back down because there is still more to see, unsurprisingly. So there is a way down this way. You can also alternatively get to this area from the back of resident services. But I did carry on a little bit of the path here. But this is another little natural area where we have Pashmina's house. And for Pashmina's house, we just have a little sitting area where she can enjoy her coffee. And we do also have a sewing area because her name is Pashmina. And it makes sense. At the back here, we do also have our campsite, which I just wanted to go for heavily terraformed, supernatural, nothing too like overly built up. And I think that's what we did here. I managed to get this really little stream here, which was a pain in the bum to terraform, but I think it was worth it just to have like a nice little intersection between the areas. And we obviously have a little kids tent as well, lots of vines, lots of flowers, lots of weeds and things, and then it does snake back to the secret beach as well, which just has some cute little details there as well. So yeah, that's the campsite. And then if we head back around this way, I'm sorry for interrupting your fishing. We have a couple more villager homes. I was honestly struggling by this point because I had so little room left on this island, so we just kind of had to chuck them together. This one is Bam's house, and he has a little basketball hoop. I wanted to add in the paddling pool because I just think it's great. It's such a cute item, and if I can't use it on a coastal island, when else can I use it? And this one is, I think this is Ion's house, and I remodeled it. So yeah, these are the two houses. I just chucked them together. It's like a little mini kind of village area. And then we do have a little kids play park here as well. I just chucked down some items on the grass. I thought about adding sand, but I didn't want it to clash with the sandbox, and I really wanted to use that item as well. And then also over here, we do have another way up. This is up like a little bit of a cliff here. This is Pate's house, and I love her. So she deserved her own little area. Again, nothing overly themed, just some cute items scattered around, lots of flowers. But this is one of the builds that I did quite early on, and I'm going to go into camera mode for it because it is a little bit of a perspective build, and I'm not an expert at perspective builds, I'll be honest, but I wanted to put the lighthouse here and have it behind on the cliffs, up on the rocks and caves. I did this ages ago, and there is a speed build for this actually, so if you wanted to watch it, by all means go ahead, get some inspiration. It's such a nice little way to do it. And you can also see the water down here as well. As you can see, it just kind of tilts up, and somehow I got really lucky and it managed to capture the light really well as well, with the sun just poking over there, which is cute. Yeah, just a cute little area. I wanted to include a lighthouse somewhere because it's a coastal town, and this just made sense just to have a dedicated build. And then the final thing to show you, I think, is my villager home, and this is in a flower field. So lots of blue and white flowers. There's just something that brings me joy about looking at the flowers, so I had to include it. And we do have some windmills and some balloons at the back. I struggled to fit the balloons in. I think I could probably try to fit more in, but it is what it is. But yeah, as you can see, all of these blue and white flowers, it took me forever. So I did have some help, but it did take me forever to still fill the area. It took me a good few days, but they're just so beautiful. Oh, and we do have a seating area in the middle of the flowers so that we can enjoy some snacks. while we're admiring the flowers, we can just sit and admire. We can eat some snacks. That's what we can do. So yeah, the interiors, if you do come and visit, the interiors of this island aren't done, but everything else pretty much is. And I really hope you've enjoyed this tour. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. What island would you like to see me do next? I kind of do have some ideas, but let me know in the comments as well. Have a great rest of your day, guys. I shall see you again soon. Bye-bye.